for a dose of vitamin M. And guess what day it is today? Yep, today is a Monday Motivational Minute. And here's what we have in store for you today. Hey, if you've ever been interested in writing a novel or writing your story but have no idea where to start, have no concerns, for I am here. You can follow me on Udemy. That is Udemy, udemy.com, and just search the name Memory, just like the word, and last name is Bengesa, Bengesa, and I do have 3 courses for you to learn from, and one is absolutely free because I love you. And if you want to check out some of my books, feel free to visit Amazon.com, same name, Memory Bengesa, and check out the books. And let's follow each other on Instagram. That's Memory Bengesa Mosley, Mosley.
Be sure to check out the full podcast episodes on the Spreaker podcast app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser. Just to list a few, check out the Dream Decoding podcast with your host Memory on your favorite podcast app. See you there for the full episodes.
0.
I hope that this podcast finds you well. For those tuning in, and if you have missed on the 4-part episodes, I invite you to listen to those on your podcast apps. Search Decoding Dreams with Memory Podcast, where you could get all caught up. We are nearing the 4th part at the end of this week on Saturday. So today's Monday motivation is more so also another reflection. The 4-part episode has really refreshed my soul. It's had me dive deep. It's had me do a deep dive deep down into my soul, and just, I felt refreshed at the end of the 4th part. I thank you all for listening to my business. Sharing is caring. And so I was, when I was thinking at the end of the 4th part, after that, I woke up feeling refreshed and just really in a lot of thoughts and reflection of my life. And as I'm on this journey to true self, I'm trying to learn on how to learn from the past experiences, do better for the future experiences, for the future self, and so forth, and walk in a different way, fashion, form than I was, so that I could grow in this spiritual journey. And I can't help but to share with you all, as I was reflecting, this 4-part series was something that really freed me as part of this journey as well. When I was reflecting on it, I realized that the message for you today, beloved, is that do things that honor yourself. Gravitate to things that honor yourself. If you notice on the last 4-part series, I was asking questions towards the end. Sometimes you're going to find yourself being the only person in the room that has the right mind or right answer, and not in a pompous way or I know it all, but in a terms that you might find yourself in spaces where some folks' minds are corroded and corrupt, and you might find yourself as the only right minded person there. And it's okay to walk away from that and protect yourself and honor yourself. That's what I'm learning now. I'm learning that I had the choice to have walked away when I'd given myself the goal to walk away 5 years into it. When I'd given myself a goal to walk away 10 years into it. But as quiet as it's kept in between you and me, the money kept getting good. Oh yeah, that materialistic stuff got in the way. Each year it turned, the more pats I got on the back, the more high fives I got on a good job. I came back each year just ruthless and just determined, and just kept growing my lifestyle. Talk about priorities, being backwards. And so forgive me, beloved, but I had not been awakened to such a state that I'm at today, on this journey to true self because I've had a lot of reflection. And, I walked away from, if you've listened to the so far it's 3 parts. We're going to play the 4th part episode this week. But when you listen to the 4-part episode, I reflect on what Spirit wanted me to reflect on. And she took me down one of the painful moments of my life when I walked away from a 15-year career. And truth be told, when I say I was dishonoring myself, the reflection that came at the end of it, I had to go there with myself. I didn't like it, but I was like, every waking day and moment, I took pride in what I did. But I could feel that the more I stayed there, my soul was being chipped away. That was not the person I was. It hurt me to my core, now that I'm able to really talk about it. I've been away from that organization this will be my 3rd year, going on to my 4th year. But now I can talk about it. And, so no one ever prepares you in life, right? You're taught to just, some of us want to be super ambitious for no good reason. But, you're taught to do what you're supposed to do, go where you're supposed to do. And then for me, I just didn't know how to navigate when I was just doing what I was supposed to be doing. And I was so focused in climbing the rungs of corporate America that I sold my soul. Selling the soul doesn't mean, but friend always say celebrities sell their souls. And I say, no, honey. Some of us do it on a regular and we just don't see it. I knew at that time in reflection that I had sold my soul. I had sold my soul for a paycheck. The larger the paychecks and bonuses got, the more it chipped away because the more responsibilities and the more dirt I had to do. Observe and turn my head away and act like I had no compassion. And I did not like that. I did not like that girl. It hurt me so bad. One of the incidences that I would never forget among all was a young girl that worked with us. And that morning she had told me that her grandmother had suffered a stroke and that her and her boyfriend were getting ready to be evicted. She was a sweet girl. Her name was Megan. And that was the thing that hurt me the most. You could care about people's personalities and who they were. But when it came to this nasty giant of money over compassion and empathy, it tore me. It tore me. And so I felt so bad for her. I get an email that after mid-afternoon from corporate, she was not doing well with her performance, and the email simply stated, Megan has to go. She has to be termed after work. Give her the notice after work today. It doesn't get any worse than that when you think about dishonoring yourself and selling your soul for me. It was the check. It was the lifestyle. And it created this hard shell around me where I couldn't recognize who I was anymore because I became a mom to people's pains and personal lives and sufferings, that I was just this thing of a person walking around blindly because the suit and ties were sending me every time you get a pat on your back and the check increases and the bonus increases. And now I'm being sent over to, now we go from one person to 2 people. Now I'm going in to different market areas of this organization to take down a whole entire team. Mothers and fathers and daughters that had jobs, careers, and benefits that their families depended on. Now I am that person that's going in there, cutting the cords and telling them thank you for your service. But we have chosen to do other. What gave me the right to do that for a pat on the back, an increase in a bonus, an increase in a salary, just to live a lifestyle where I ended up drowning myself in 9 years of alcohol trying to escape the monster that I was becoming? How could I live and breathe with myself, beloved? The message is profound. Hang in there with me, because this revelation came right at the end of that 4th episode when Spirit took me down that. Don't ever get me wrong, because I understand that I'm on this journey to true self. So therefore, I'm learning that in life, I have to learn from my experiences. And as I learn from my experiences, I have to take accountability. I have to take responsibility. I have to look those things in the eyes. And as I learn on this journey to true self and through this experience, I learned that I will never allow anyone to kidnap my integrity, to hold my morals hostage, to cut off my ethics, and to leave me questioning my morals. And don't get me wrong, every part that I pass in life, whether it's good or bad, that I'm learning from, I want to give gratitude to the things that I did learn in that leadership role. How to conduct business and how to be in a business operation, and having the ultimate seat at the table that everybody begs, but you don't know the price and the cost it comes with. But by the way, please, I am not deterring anyone that wants that. I'm speaking merely of my experiences as it pertains to me dishonoring myself. This is me. These positions are made for a certain type of person. And I'm not saying that I'm better than or less than. I'm sharing the mere fact of what it is that really ate at my soul. The things that I've had to face and the redemption that I seek, and the apologies that I continually murmur into the night to the people's lives that I hurt, because the suit and ties told me to do it, because it was my job, and because I didn't question, because I had a job to do. I was easily reminded, even when I tried to stand for what is right or try to hold an employee, like, well, can we just give her another chance? And I was told we cannot. That's not part of the policy. They have to go. And that hurt me to the core, that even I couldn't fight for innocent lives. So this is my journey, and I have to redeem with that. But Spirit was showing me at the end of this 4-part podcast that we all have an opportunity to be redeemed. Once again, please don't take this podcast the wrong way and think I'm trying to deter anyone. I'm merely giving you the experience of what I was reflecting when I was thinking about everything that I had tried not to think about, which came out in this 4-part series for me to put a close to that, and for me to keep walking on this journey to true self. And beloved, I pause here to ponder so you could think to yourself, what are those things you're willing to part ways to? How do you approach events and things that happen in your life when you're in a space, an organization, an area, a gathering, where you're the only one with morals, integrity? What I've learned is that I will always protect my character preservation. And I've learned that no dollar amount in this phenomenal journey to true self, that no dollar amount can ever buy my soul again at the misery of other human beings. For those employees, I'm forever apologetic. I apologize every night in my prayers. Yes, when you walk in those shoes of the tough, knocking, no compassion having people, they will tell you it's a straight line, it's about policies and protocols, and that's the way it's supposed to be done. But I don't agree. And so he never agreed with me. And so it was always a fight between what was right and what was not right. And I've learned, if anything I've learned from this 4-part series, is that I will go forward in character preservation. I will choose things that will honor my integrity. I will live my life within my morals. And that I will do things that will honor my soul, so that I could continue to walk this journey to my true self. I also have learned through this experience and journey that I will be loyal to those that will be loyal to me, and I shall not be loyal to the systems and places and things that don't honor my soul, and to those organizations, systems, and things that are disloyal. I pause here so you can ponder. Selling one's soul or having your soul chipped away is not just always monetary for everyone. It could be in those relationships you're in, or those things that you find confinement that just don't make you feel like, you just like, this don't feel right. This just doesn't feel right. It's not good. I know that that's the law, or I know that's the protocol, or I know that's the procedure, but this is not right. Like, you ethically know that this is not right. We should not be doing this. So what if you're the only person that's going to stand up for what's right? You walk away with your soul. You walk away with your soul. That's what I'm learning. The day that I left, for those that have been paying attention to the 4-part episode, the day that I left, I walked away with my soul, and I started to heal my soul in those last 3 years. Even though the journey would be long, dark, hard, I started to heal my soul. I started to heal my soul. I started to heal my soul. And I cannot help myself just to think, if I had stayed there a little bit longer, if I'd received another little bit more bonus, or climbed another rung of the ladder, how I would have been completely a mom to human compassion. Then I would have been like some people that I saw and observed that no longer walked in integrity, or had ethics, or compassion, or moral compass. It was all about the money. As long as the business is making money. And I will never forget a boss of mine telling me that people are disposable. And so I'm not here to somber up your mind, beloved. But after listening to the 3 parts you've listened to, and now we're going to the 4th part, ask yourself, how will you protect your character? How will you protect your integrity, your ethics, your moral? Because all of that matters. How will you honor your soul? Because all of that matters for the journey to true self. You cannot search for true self or be on a journey to true self when you're dishonoring yourself. You're robbing yourself from your true self. I pause here, beloved, to ponder. Do you keep getting a reoccurring dream and are trying to figure out why you keep dreaming of the same dream? Or perhaps are you dreaming of teeth falling out? Or have you ever had a dream where you were naked, and perhaps even naked in public? OMG, how embarrassing. Or perhaps you don't remember your dreams when you wake up. Well, check it out. Join us at the Dream Decoding podcast, where I teach you on how to train yourself to have a memory recall, or I teach you on how to understand your dreams as it pertains to your current waking life. The importance of understanding the symbols and messages that we get in our dream realm is because sometimes these messages are coming to give us a good word or to help us along the path. So don't miss out. Join us at the Dream Decoding podcast with your host, Memory.